dudes, what's up? Today I'm going to be reading more of your guys' paranormal stories that you guys have sent to me. I know that you guys have been waiting quite a while for this video, and so let's just get right into it. I've picked a few out, just like always. The first one we're going to read comes from Haley. Hey Ash, I've recently discovered your channel and absolutely love hearing you read paranormal stories, and I have a small one to share. In 2011, I moved in with the man who is now my husband, and he used to work the night shift at a manufacturing place. Part of his uniform is steel-toed boots, and as you may know or imagine, they're not quiet shoes. You can definitely hear when someone is wearing heavy shoes. One night, after he had gone to work, he had only been gone for maybe 3 or 4 hours into a 12-hour shift. I was in the shower and I heard plain as day my front door open, which is one of those really heavy doors, close, and then heavy footsteps from the living room down into the kitchen. My bathroom is right off of the kitchen. I naturally thought maybe he had gotten to come home early, so I hollered, "Babe, you're home already?" No answer. I immediately froze and was in complete panic. Since he wasn't answering, I literally thought someone had broken in, and here I was naked in the shower. So I finished my shower, turned off the water, and just waited for about 45 minutes to see if someone would walk into the bathroom, or at least answer. After waiting that long with no more noises and no answers, I got out of the shower, dried off, and walked the entire house looking to see if anyone was there. I was the only person in the house. Not related to the spookiness of the story, but one thing I just want to mention. How did you sit for 45 minutes in the shower with the water off without drying off? Weren't you freezing? Weren't you like so cold? I mean, I guess, no, 45 minutes, the heat definitely would have like kind of started to go away. How are you not freezing? Oh my gosh, I get out of the shower and I immediately like wrap myself in a towel because I hate being cold after taking a shower. I don't know, maybe you don't take like super hot showers. I take like steaming hot ones, so the second the water turns off, like I'm freezing. So maybe that's the difference. I don't know. Sorry for talking about showers, but And I want to ask if you ever asked your husband about it. You said you were the only one in the house, but if you ever asked if he had ever experienced anything, not to like freak you out anymore, but it definitely could have been somebody breaking in. After you got out and checked the house, was there anything different about it, or was it like all in place? Did the door seem to have been moved? That's super creepy. I really wonder what it was and why it made that type of entrance. But oh my gosh, to be like in a bathroom off next to the kitchen where you heard the footsteps, that must have been traumatizing to you. That's so scary. But anyways, Haley, thank you so much for sending your story in. I really enjoyed it. And now let's get into the next story. And this one comes from Ellie. Hi Ash, my name is Ellie and I love your paranormal story videos. I want to share one story of mine. I am a sensitive and I have been hearing and seeing things for as long as I can remember. This was a recent thing that happened to me. So like a few weeks ago, I woke up from sleeping and had this really weird feeling. I was half awake and I can't really remember what happened, but it felt like I was there, but I was not. I was experiencing everything. But anyways, I felt this really bad feeling beyond my doorway. It was an evil feeling, but it wouldn't come past my doorway. I'm bad at explaining things like that, but it was weird and terrified me because something like that never actually happened to me. So I think what she's trying to say is that like she was laying in bed and beyond her door she could like kind of sense something was there, something evil was standing there, like probably just like a bad, like heavy negative feeling. At least that's what I'm imagining from the way that she explained it, is that there was just something beyond the door that she kind of felt that wasn't coming in. She couldn't sense anything from inside of her room, so she knew it was like staying beyond the door. I hope that that's what you're trying to explain, Ellie. After that happened, I woke up and my heart was beating so fast, and I had really, really bad anxiety. After about an hour, I fell back asleep. The next night. I have always been scared to sleep in a pitch black room, but the one night I did was when I felt and saw something freaky. I woke up at about 3 in the morning. It was dark, and I was the only one awake at that time. I had a really weird and bad feeling, so I looked towards my sister's bed, and that's when I saw this tall, black figure with broad shoulders. I could tell that it was a man. It was faced in my direction, and it felt like it was just staring at me. It felt so evil, and it scared me. I eventually went back to sleep at like 4:30. Oh my god, you stayed awake for an hour and a half? Oh, that's the worst. But the even creepier part is that my younger sister saw the exact same thing around my room, but she heard footsteps on the wooden floor, even though we have stuff on the floor that when you step on it, it doesn't make noise. This was kind of a creepy story, but it scared me because it felt like it could have been a demon. Anyways, I hope you read my story and you can share it. Love and light. Very creepy. Very, very creepy. Again, and I think I say this every single video, waking up to see something like a shadow or something standing either over you or in your room or just in general. One of my biggest fears. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how you guys do it and you're just like, eh. I mean, it kind of scared me. Like, I feel like if that ever happened to me, I would never be able to get past it. I don't know how my sister does it all the time. I don't get it. I don't understand how people can wake up, see something, and just be like, okay, and roll over and go back to bed. Or like wake up, see something, it go away, and then you're like, okay, better go back to sleep. Like, I would turn on the light and I would lay awake. I would probably just get up at that point. I don't think I would even lay in the same room. Oh, I don't understand. You guys are crazy. Some of you guys are absolutely crazy. The fact that you felt very scared from whatever it was standing in your room is definitely concerning. If you're scared of something, it usually means that it is something to be scared of, and if you're not, it's more of like a light being, if that makes sense. And so the fact that you were really scared of it definitely means that it was probably something bad. Was it a demon? Maybe. But it also could have just been some other lower energy type negative thing. Thank you so much for sharing. That is so scary, and I'm so sorry you had to see that and go through that. That would have messed me up so much. The next story we're going to be reading today comes from Jasmine, and she says, "Hi, I love watching your videos and I always watch your paranormal storytime videos. And I have a few, but I'll only tell one. But if you want more, I don't mind telling you them." This was back in like 2012 or 2013. I'm not sure, but me, my sister, her boyfriend, and my brother were all in the same room together watching movies. At this time in the house, we weren't allowed to smoke indoors, so they went outside to smoke before watching a new movie. My brother is the last to leave the bedroom, and my bed is opposite the door so I can see out very clearly. The hallway light used to be constantly on. I have no idea why. My hallway is like a massive E, but turned sideways, if that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, there's like a long hallway and then probably like rooms, right? Is that what you're trying to explain? Like, it's like a hallway and then like room. I hope that's what you mean. But my brother goes into his room and gets his stuff and leaves. Whilst on my phone, I look up and there's a woman walking across the landing, and I see her very clearly. She has gray hair tied in a bun on the top of her head and really old style clothing, like a large dress. She walks opposite my room and stares at me. At first, I really did think it was my mom, but she doesn't wear her hair in a bun nor have that style of dress. But the woman kept staring at me until I screamed, and that's when she walked into my brother's room. Almost everyone in my house has seen something, especially my other two sisters. I really hope you enjoy my story, even if it isn't the scariest, but at age 12, I nearly peed my pants. I don't think I would nearly pee my pants. I think I would pee my pants. Oh my gosh. To see an apparition like that so clearly would be so scary. And especially, like you said, you didn't know if it was your mom at first. And so if you didn't know if it was your mom, that must have mean that she was so clear, like clear as day. The fact, oh my gosh, that's so scary. Did your brother see her that day too? I have to know. And then also, what did your other two sisters see? Because you said that they've seen a lot in your house. What did they see? I need to know. Now I'm invested. Thank you so much, Jasmine. Okay, the last one that I'm going to be sharing today is a little bit of a longer one, so I think it's a good one to stop on. This one comes from Victoria, and she titled her email "Creepy Encounter with a Shadow Figure in College," so automatically I'm already hooked on the story. She says, "Hello, this is very new for me since I don't often share my paranormal experiences with those outside of my immediate family. I feel so honored, oh my goodness. However, I've come across your channel recently and the community seems so welcoming that I feel comfortable sharing my stories." I'm so glad you feel that way, that's so sweet. Oh. "I have so many that I want to share, ranging from sweet to creepy AF, but I'll start with this one first. Over the years, I've had quite a few paranormal experiences take place. However, there is one that I still vividly remember to this day. The dorm I lived in at college was extremely old, but I never felt uncomfortable in it. One weekend, I had a close friend coming to visit. She was pretty tired and crashed in my roommate's bed, but I was still wide awake. I decided to roll over and play a few different games on my phone. All of a sudden, I felt like someone was watching me, so I rolled over to face the direction of the bathroom door. The door was open, and I saw a black figure standing in the bathroom doorway. Instead of assuming paranormal, I just thought it was my friend. I said, "What are you doing? Why are you just standing there?" The figure just stared motionless, and my heart fell to my stomach. Ooh, I just got chills. Something didn't seem right about this figure. It was far too tall to be my friend, and had a masculine feel to it. I sat up and looked over at my roommate's bed, where my friend was still sound asleep. My heart started to pound, and I turned back to the figure, who was now walking into the bathroom. Ew! Maybe he's gotta pee. Like any person who was the first to die in a horror film, I immediately jumped out of bed and ran into the bathroom, clicked on the lights, and even pulled back the shower curtain to make sure no one was in the room. There was absolutely no one there, and it's a tiny bathroom. I just decided to keep the encounter to myself, since I'm pretty sure my friend and roommate would have thought I was crazy if I told them what I saw. But I definitely didn't sleep that night. A few weeks later, I came into my room from class and noticed oil spots on certain things. Naturally, I was super confused. I walked around the room trying to diagnose this oily substance and hoping to God it wasn't something ridiculously gross. Then, I noticed there was an oily cross on the mirror. My roommate came in and, very casually, said that she had blessed the room with holy water and oil, saged it, and put crosses everywhere because she got a weird vibe every time she came in here. Well, clearly, she was already creeped out enough, so I decided not to mention the shadowy figure that I had seen weeks earlier. I was afraid she might actually have a heart attack if I brought it up. After that, I never saw it again, whatever it was. However, a good friend of mine, who was only a floor above us, told me that he and his roommate woke up in the middle of the night to a shadowy figure standing over one of them. I believe he said it was just standing over his roommate's bed, staring at him. They both freaked out, jumped out of their beds, and turned on the lights to find it had just disappeared. I never told him what I saw before that, but after he shared his own experience, I decided to share mine with him as well. Our minds were both completely blown. We never did dig into that dorm's history, and I'm so upset I didn't think about doing that when I was living there. However, it was still really ironic that my friend and I both had similar experiences in the same dorm, one floor away from each other, and that my roommate, who had no prior knowledge of the shadow figure I saw, felt uneasy enough that she wanted to bless our room completely. Thanks, Victoria. Thank you so much for sharing that, Victoria. You're a really good writer because the way that you described it, I felt like I could picture everything perfectly. So thank you so much, and thank you for sending that. And you said that you have stories that range from sweet to creepy AF. Can you send me a creepy AF one? I really need to know what you experienced. Please, if you feel comfortable. I really do wonder what the dorm's history was. I really wonder what happened on that dorm, either the land that the dorm was built on or in that dorm, or maybe if something followed you. I don't know, but that is so creepy. And especially one floor above you seeing it too. What if it was the same figure? What if it was the same figure? Like I said earlier, please, if you do feel comfortable sharing more stories, I would love to hear more of your stories. Thank you so much for sending it in. That is all the stories that I'm going to be reading today. I hope that this was kind of a long video. I've been filming for 30 minutes now, so hopefully there's enough footage. Thank you to everyone who has sent me your stories so far. If you haven't yet, or if you want to send me an update or another story, please send your stories to ashparanormalstories@gmail.com. It will be in the description as well as right here across the screen right now. A lot of you guys do this already, but if you don't want me to include your name in the story, just say something like, I would prefer to remain anonymous, or something along those lines. Some of you guys have done that already, but I just want to make that clear. So if you guys don't want your name in the story, totally fine. Just let me know beforehand. Thank you again to everybody who has sent me your stories so far. I really, really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day to want to send me your stories and to type them out and send them to me. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying hearing everybody's experiences as much as I am. That all being said, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody. Hey, Ash, I've recently... What?